had to pay the price. I saw in you what life was missing. You lit a flame that consumed my hate. I'm now one for reminiscing, but I traded all for your sweet embrace. 'Cause we lost everything. We had to pay the price. There's a canvas with two faces of fallen angels who loved and lost. It was a passion for the ages, but in the end, guess we paid the cost. A thing of beauty, I know, will never fade away. What you did to me, I know. Said what you had to say, but a thing of beauty will never fade away. Will never fade away. I see your eyes, I know you see me. You're like a ghost, you're everywhere. I'm your demon, never leaving. A metal soul of rage and fear. That one thing that changed it all. That one thing that caused the fall. A thing of beauty, I know, will never fade away. What you did to me, I know. So what you had to say, but a thing of beauty, I know, will never fade away. And I'll do my duty, I know. Somehow I'll find a way, but a thing of beauty will never fade away. And I'll do my duty, will never fade away. Will never fade away. Will never fade away.
L plus ratio. Well, Thank you, Ruben. Yeah, it was weird. My bot didn't even mention that I was streaming either, so that was a little bit weird. Anyway, that was some Cyberpunk score audio. If anybody was wondering, I was doing some checking. Seemed all good from last stream where I was playing it, so I think it's copyright free, and I'll probably listen to it a bit more because I do like the score. Anyway, how you doing, Ruben? But yeah, I thought I'd stream a little bit today, have some chats about Starfield, and its release this week, and do some Techart because I gotta get something done. Albeit, Ruben, we got an extension due to NZGDC, so pretty excited. Um, I think first things first. I'll quickly bring it up before I change tab. Here we go. Let me just bring something up quickly. Where are we? Just post that. Shove you guys in the live stream. Big man. I'm not gonna grab the whole thing. GC Patala, my homie. One of the best teachers for this sort of stuff, in my opinion. He's come out with a new course. So he's done all the Imogen courses. Highly recommend them. I haven't watched them all. Still getting through them. We'll probably get through some more of them in the holidays, which is in like 3 or so weeks' time, 3 or 4. But yeah, come out with some new Niagara Unreal Engine shit. I'm gonna have to check that out, Ruben, because my Imogen thing obviously wasn't working. Trying to get some flipbooks into Unreal Engine, it's kind of like, I think I was saying like 100 frames, and I'm just running into that moment where it's just like 100 frames, and I don't. I've got it set to like 4,000 by 4,000 pixels, so it's about like 400 pixels per frame. Is it 400 or 40? 40 or 40? You know what? It's small. Anyway, I think. No, it'd be 400 frames. 400 pixels per thing. 1 week. Oh, is next week the final week of the term? So this is going into the holidays. Oh, really? Shit, we've only got a week to go. Ah, interesting. Anyway, I will have some stuff to do on the holidays, but that will be one of them. I'll definitely maybe like lay that back after today and more focus on the drawing assessment because I got cucked over by a teacher today. Gotta restart. So I'll probably focus on that because it's due next Thursday, whereas this other one, if it's the holidays, then I'll probably just. I already said that because my dad's going to be going over to China, so I have a bit extra time as well as I'm going to take some time off work, so I should have some spare time. Albeit I'll probably be working a bit throughout the holidays, but as you know, without me saying what's happening, you probably know that I'm going to be pretty busy in the holidays anyway, Ruben. But regardless, so yeah, those of you interested in Unreal Engine and Niagara, watch it. I will be watching it as well because I want to get some effects, and I tried some stuff, but it ain't working. It works, but it's just not wow. So using a Niagara effect would work probably a bit better. I could probably turn the flipbook into a Niagara effect, but even then, I don't think it's going to be worth it unless I have like a 6,000 by 6,000 or 8,000 by 8,000 pixel render. But then that's just going to be taking up so much space, so I don't think it's worth it. But yeah, so I just wanted to pop onto stream, chat about Starfield. why am I talking about Starfield and why am I streaming today? Should be the first thing I should bring up. I'll put my music on in the background. Hopefully it's not too loud. Yeah, so basically, Starfield comes out this Friday for me, maybe Thursday for you guys, not sure. You know, just different times. So, not sure when it comes out for you guys, but for me, it's this Friday at 12 p.m. So, effectively midday, which is a little bit unfortunate because we at 1:30 I've got class, so I've only really got like an hour and a half to play with it, as well as having to download probably day one update, let's be honest. And the I don't know when the preload is actually for Starfield, so the preload isn't out if you didn't know that, Ruben. Still waiting. It says coming September the 6th, but I pre-ordered the gold edition or whatever it's called, so that should be out. The premium edition. So should be getting that at some point. Yeah. But yeah, so that should be pretty interesting. I'm just surprised there's no DLC. Usually there's downloadable content. But yeah. So that should be good. I'll be playing it then. But my issue is, will I be streaming it on Friday, or will I just try it out firsthand and start streaming it maybe in the weekend or next week when I have a bit more time? That, albeit next Thursday, depending on how my drawing assessment goes, I might not be streaming. If that's going bad, I might not stream that day because it's due on that Thursday. So I have to see. But that should be interesting. Is the game dev meetup this week, do you think, Ruben, or next week? Because it's on the first Thursday of each month, but it's the 31st on Thursday, I think, so maybe not. I just remember reading the message not long ago. Next week, yeah. Yeah, I feel like they sent the message a little bit earlier this week, so I got a bit confused there. But no. So I just want to chat a little bit about Starfield. Not sure if I'm going to be streaming it, so I'm using this as my, hey, I'm streaming already this once, and I'll probably try streaming on Thursday this week. So, yes, I probably won't be going to that as assessments do at the same time. But yeah, I got another assessment that got delayed or like moved back a couple of days due to NZGDC, which is New Zealand's Game Dev Conference, which I won't be going to. There's some Wellington assessments going on, you know, but maybe next year or another week, yeah. And then, so I'll probably be chilling out on that one. And yeah, maybe next year I'll go to NZGDC, or maybe the final year that we're at our course, Ruben, at least, because if we are going up to Auckland, whether in the second half of the year or just simply for the final year we end up going, I'm not sure if I want to be going up. I sort of want to go, but I still am obviously a bit, you know, miffed on the idea. But if I do end up going, it'll either be at the start of the year or maybe halfway throughout the year, so we're at least there for you know, the final little bit. But if there are spots, it is. But anyway, if I do end up going to Auckland for that, then I'll probably go up to Wellington for the NZGDC that year, because that seems like something that would be worth going to, especially while we're already up in the North Island. But anyway, wanted to have a little bit of a chat about Starfield, talk about some of the leaks, rumors, shit going on, while trying to keep it relatively not opinionated. I am excited for Starfield. I'll keep it plain and simple with you guys. Highly excited. Almost a little bit hyped. But, you know, I'm not expecting fucking the impossible like some people did with Cyberpunk. I was happy with Cyberpunk launch, and people said that was shite, you know, and I enjoyed it. Now, my experience wasn't too bad. It wasn't buggy or anything like that, but I got the experience, like, I guess, as it was meant to be. So, you know, if you call Cyberpunk bad at launch, keep your standards neutral. Hey, I have high standards, but I have expectations that there could be things that go wrong. But yeah, so just want to say, not, you know, delusional or anything. I'm not expecting it to be the next fucking best thing. But I do expect it to be one of the best things. I expect it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it isn't. But I could see it being something that could be like, you know, if it does as good, if it hits as good as Skyrim would, then it did, then it will be probably one of the next best things for a while. I mean, even, you know, Cyberpunk's still doing pretty good, so. But yeah, you got Witcher, Skyrim's still doing fucking amazing, stuff like that. Now, I think first thing I want to say before anything, some people, right? I see some people going, oh, you know, I've got no faith in Bethesda. Now, I'm not defending anybody, okay? I ain't defending Bethesda. But I don't think you should take, you know, 74 as indicative of Bethesda's capabilities and skills. Like, a lot of people are. A lot of people are saying, hey, you know, this game's gonna be shit. Look at fucking, you know, 74. I don't really agree with that. I think that is not really indicative. I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't even think Bethesda actually fully worked on it. I think it was other sources, not just Bethesda. I think Bethesda had a portion in it, but it wasn't completely. I mean, if I hop onto who actually did it, I don't know what it'll say on Steam, but Fallout 74. I do not recall. Oh, 76, not 74. Fallout 76. So it was Bethesda Game Studios, but I don't think. Maybe it was still Bethesda, but it wasn't the same team. I do definitely know that it wasn't the same team that worked on Fallout 4 and Skyrim, but it must have been maybe a subgenre, like a sub, you know, company of Bethesda, I think it was. Or all I know is it was definitely a completely different team, so don't expect, you know, which is also why 76 was completely different in terms of its, you know, not just playability. Its playability was terrible, but even then, the game itself is like completely different in terms of how it feels and plays, and you know, the story and shit like that. It's not a great game in general, but I wouldn't take that as indicative of Bethesda's, you know, skills and capabilities. Just as I would say, don't take, you know, CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk as, I don't know, CD Projekt Red being a terrible studio. CD Projekt Red is a very good studio, very capable, one of the best in the industry, even. And I would say they're one of the more morally good studios. You know, how many games are there these days that are getting launched DRM free? You know, no anti-cheat, DRM free, which means, you know, I could hand anybody the fucking files to the game, and you can go and play it for free. Now, that would be, you know, kind of a bit illegal, but you can sort of see the picture there. Like, if I want to just download it onto my other thing, I have the files. I don't need GOG or anything like that. It's DRM free, which is fucking amazing. But yeah, you know, they honestly, they won't do a single thing if you do pirate shit. They stated they would rather you play it. They'd rather you play it than miss out on the opportunity because you don't have the money. But if you do pay for it in the end, which they would obviously be happy if you did, then yeah, no, I've obviously paid for it at launch, and I wouldn't recommend pirating anything, but, you know, they aren't like that much of a cunt that they install Denuvo and make shit like impossible to fucking like. Denuvo just is shit for any game, okay? It makes shit run worse. They're adding Denuvo onto Switch to make Switch games not run on PC, which I think I understand why. Well, okay, Nintendo's a bit stupid for that. a good chunk, and I'm not going to say the majority, okay, but a solid chunk of Switch's audience, not audience, but the audience for those sorts of games are actually on PC emulating it on Switch. Now, it is, you know, a bit of the grey area. It's not fully illegal, but it's not legal either. It's kind of like, if you own the game, then you own the game, so why should you not be able to play it on PC? You know, you purchase the game. That's stupid. It's like, I don't know, downloading a song, but this song is like locked to that specific device, you know? If you try running that song on your phone, for example, oh, you can't do that. You have to rebuy it. I don't think that should be, like, a case, you know? I don't think you should have only one access to it. I think, assuming you buy it, you should be able to play it, you know, that song on whatever device, and I sort of believe that, you know, whatever... If I buy a game on, you know, my PC, and I could manage to run it on, I don't know, let's say my PS3 for fucking who knows what reason, you know, I believe that if it should be able to do it, then, yeah, it shouldn't be illegal for me to do it. Because I literally paid the money to be able to access the game. Why the fuck would I need to do that shit again, you know? But... kind of the grey area. So if you own the Switch games, I do believe wholeheartedly that you should be able to play them legally on your PC. Now, if you don't own the Switch games, that's getting into the darker grey area. I have my own opinion on that. I believe, you know, if the game's not accessible or logically accessible, I still think that you should be legally allowed to get it. But that's not really legally... it's not really legal. Like stuff like, you know, Atari, right? Fuck, who's getting an Atari these days? They don't sell them anymore, right? You can't go to a store and fucking buy them. You have to spend like $600 or whatever to buy, you know, some special, you know, Atari, because they don't sell them anymore and they're, you know, collectibles now. I mean, half the people with them these days probably don't even play them. So, you know, you can't access the games anyway. I believe if something's lost and not accessible, then... you should still be able to have some form of accessing and being able to play them, because, you know, what game dev doesn't want people playing the game, especially if it's not, like, accessible? I think that's a stupid take if you think against that. And I think the vast majority, if not all, game devs would rather you be playing the game even if it's not, like, accessible from the fucking store, you know? Even, like, corporate, you could say corporate would be like, ooga dooga dooga. Well, why aren't they still fucking selling the game, huh? You know? If they want people to play it, sell the game. They're not. So, I think corporate couldn't give a shit either. You know? So, yeah. But that's my thoughts anyway on that matter. Why'd you delete it? Anyway, okay, so back to what I was saying. I do believe wholeheartedly, although they had a shit, launch, I don't believe that CD Projekt Red is a bad company. I think the executives made a fucking shite judgment, and I believe the investors were asking to pump the game out way earlier than it was really. And okay, here's the thing. On one end, it was like, they shouldn't have even, like, you know, made the game, like, you know, said the game's coming out soon. You know, they shouldn't have given a date. It wasn't ready for a date. I think a game should be pretty damn playable for the date. But, I don't know, there were lots of things. I think it was at the point where the game was in development for way too fucking long, and they had to really pump it out, due to investors just keep asking for it and shit like that. Same with Redfall. Redfall was... It shouldn't have been released at all. I mean, the devs weren't even fucking enjoying making it, and they were just recycling devs, like, fucking left, right, center. But I think it got to a point where they had to, instead of stopping, you know, instead of going, you know, feature creeping and just keep, you know, implementing on the game, I think they were just like, fuck it, you know, this game's gonna be shit regardless. We're not gonna get the devs. This is just gonna be a money sink. Even if we do make it, is it really gonna sell well? Probably not. So let's just cut our losses. Either, you know, do we sell it or do we just not sell it at all? And I think they were just like, well, selling it, it's a shit game, it's gonna do bad, but at least we're gonna make a little bit of money. Whereas, you know, not selling it, we're gonna make no money. We might as well make that little bit of money, because then we can put that towards something like Starfield. And I think that was their mindset, and I think CD Projekt Red ran into the same thing. Now, I'm not defending CD Projekt Red nor their launch, but if I were to guess what happened, that would be my assumption, and that often, I think, is the case. I think same with the Battlefield 2042 shite launch, but they were making that in COVID, and that shit was just never going to go well. They knew that it wasn't going good, and they just had to pump it out, and that was kind of the case, and they had to deal with, well, the result, what actually ended up happening. So, but at least I've spent a couple years actually improving it and building upon it, and I'm supposedly in a pretty good spot. When I last played, it was in a pretty good spot, so I guess, you know, could be doing a bit better in terms of launches, and could be delaying it, but sometimes, let's put it this way, the majority of devs on these sorts of games, you know, call devs out for making a shit game at release, but I'll tell you now, 90% of the devs, well, no, let's just put it this way, every dev knows where the position of, you know, the game and its state, yeah, well, the majority do anyway. There's going to be some people like, you know, HR, QA, fucking, you know, stuff like that. They probably won't. But, you know, the actual people working on it, you know, the tech artists, the, you know, maybe the modelers, I don't know if they get to playtest that shit. Coders definitely probably would. Stuff like that, they would know where this shit's at, and they'll be like, fuck, dude, this ain't it, but, you know, we don't make the decisions, and it is the case, right? You're just a cog in the fucking machine. If, you know, a big company like the warehouse pumps out a stupid decision, I don't think you should make every person that works at the warehouse or, you know, McDonald's accountable for the fucking actions. It should only be the people who made that fucking decision. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that. And, yeah, I think, my thoughts on Starfield, I think it's going to be a really awesome game. It looks really awesome. You know, the leaks say it's fucking, you know, it's an awesome fucking game. Now, don't take leaks as fucking anything. You know, you got people leaking some shit, you got some people leaking some other shit. Dude, there's a reason for the fucking NDA signing. They don't want to leak out any information that may not be fucking true. You know, people posting out, you know, you can only walk 10 minutes before you hit the border. Prove it. You know what I mean? Can you fucking jump in the game and play it and, you know, prove it? No. Just because a video fucking shows that shit doesn't mean it's necessarily true. There could be a tutorial place. That could be, you know, a specific fucking example. It might be some areas only go for 10 minutes. Some areas maybe going for like an hour. You don't know. One example comes out. You know, a lot of people have been stating it's just a tutorial era. And that would make sense if it's a tutorial era. Why the fuck would you name a tutorial era that goes fucking forever? So, you know, not sure. We don't know. It's not been released yet. You can't make any fucking judgments until it gets released. So, and neither can I. So I'm taking everything as anything that okay, let's put it this way. I'm not looking at leaks, but some shit just gets really popular because it's like some stupid fucking take. And I think that's a stupid fucking take. And, you know, if you're a PlayStation person, you're a bit salty that you can't play the game. Sucks. Look forward to Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Spider-Man's releasing soon. Don't know why some people are so fixated on the downfall of Starfield. It's not released yet. Can't say anything shit until it releases. Can't say anything good until it releases, but you can at least, you know, admire the fucking trailers and shit that comes out, the gameplay things. Now, let's be honest, everything's fucking curated. Can't take everything at, like, face value, you know, as exactly what the game is. Let's be honest, we only know about, like, 10% of the fucking game. A lot of the people, you know, who, you know, are testing the game, and a lot of the people actually behind the game are stating, you know, we only know 10% of the fucking game. Don't make any fucking vast judgments. I can't say the game's gonna be fucking awesome, perfect game, when I don't know exactly what the fucking game's like. I've never fucking played the game. Vice versa, you can't see the game shit until the game actually releases and you can actually see for yourself. And hey, download it and make your own judgments, you know what I mean? It's gonna be in Game Pass. That's like fucking how much money? Just buy Game Pass, try it out for a month, you know, get a good couple hours into the game and make your own judgment. But yeah, I don't think... I see a lot of shit going on these days and it's just like, what are you on, you know what I mean? Like, hey, if you're not interested in the game, good for fucking you, but no point ruining other people's excitement and, you know, shit with the game. I think the only time that you should really be doing that sort of judgments and those sorts of, you know, sharing those sorts of thoughts is if the game is like severely actually, you know, deserving of that. So with Remnant 2, the game shouldn't run as bad as it fucking runs. And the game itself is probably fine. I haven't played the game. But stats are stats, specs are specs. The game runs fucking shit. It's on Unreal Engine 5. They obviously haven't, you know, optimized the game very well, and it runs pretty subpar for what it should be running. Atlas Fallen. What the fuck? That's targeting 5% of the fucking audience of gaming. I mean, I'm not going to speak anymore on Atlas Fallen, but when specs are specs, you know, if a game's going to run shit, I don't think Starfield should run at 30 FPS. But then I look at it on the other side. You know, it's trying to target games such as Star Citizen. Star Citizen fucking runs 30 FPS on most PCs. It's kind of like those sorts of games just run bad. Now you could argue, look at No Man's Sky. Have you fucking played No Man's Sky? Look at the game. The game's like, you know, visually completely fucking different. Now there are good fucking moments with No Man's Sky. My homie, what the world? My homie, Amy popped this image out yesterday. I mean, this one looked pretty good. Now, obviously, it's, you know, not Starfield quality, but it's Star Citizen quality, I mean. But it still looks decent. But the game is like, the visual style is not targeting, you know, high poly realism sort of shit. Now you look at some, you know, Star Citizen screenshots. We look at some, like, you know, Star Citizen in-game screenshots. You know, we got some insane shit. I mean, look at the amount of fucking shit there. I mean, the game looks good, you know. Say what you will, the game looks fucking good. It's, you know, high fucking poly, you know, realism type of shit. It runs pretty shite, and it's really made to run fucking shite. Like, it's made to look as good as fucking possible and just be, you know, something completely fucking different. So, I kind of look at it similar to Star Citizen. Now, Star Citizen, I see a lot of people shitting on Star Citizen, saying, like, the game's never going to release, you know? Yada, yada, yada. Star Citizen's such a shit game, it's a scam. No, the game's not a scam. I've talked about this. There's a product, and you can currently play the product. Which means it's not a fucking scam. It's like, if you buy a cookie, chocolate chip cookie, you know, and you're given, you know, bits of this chocolate chip cookie every single day, you're still given that chocolate chip cookie, it's just not the whole fucking chocolate chip cookie. You know what I mean? I would take, you know, bits of chocolate chip cookie over no chocolate chip fucking cookie, okay? And it's not a scam because you're still getting that chocolate chip cookie. You can still eat that chocolate chip cookie, it's just, you know, portions of it. Star Citizen's completely payable, you know, hop on now, fucking play that shit. Good game. It is still, you know, a fucking space sim. It is somewhat what the game is, like, you know, saying that it is going to be and is, really. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's a lot to add to it, but it's still fucking space sim, as is. It's still more advanced than, like, fucking Elite Dangerous. You know what I mean? Elite Dangerous does have some things that are majorly more advanced, such as, like, fucking, dude, it's got, like, the whole fucking galaxy, okay? So, all credit to Elite Dangerous. I'm not calling Elite Dangerous out, but some shit that Elite Dangerous just couldn't do, such as, like, interior of fucking spaceships. Yeah, you can't walk around those spaceships. Star Citizen can do that real fucking time as well, while you're fucking flying, while you're in, you know, traveling across the other side of the space system. Like, that's insane. No load screens. Just straight through them. And that's one thing that I don't like about Starfield. there's fucking, you know, things. I understand, okay? Here's the thing. I run two sides of it. Two sides. First side, you can't even fly your spaceships in fucking, you know, in Atmo. That fucking sucks, okay? One of my favorite parts of Star Citizen, I'm always going to get mixed up between Starfield and Star Citizen, is the fact that you can low fly, which is effectively the act of flying close to the ground, and there's a bit of thrill, a bit of skill behind it. It's kind of like racing. That's good fun, you know? And it makes you feel nice and fast. But you're not going to be able to do that in Starfield. And that sucks, okay? I'm not taking away from that. On the other side, I'm not defending the game, but it has to run. Noodles, no. On the other side, the shit has to run on a fucking Xbox Series S. 8 gigabytes of RAM. The shit doesn't have enough RAM to fucking run half the fucking shit. I'll be honest, Xbox Series S arguably shouldn't exist. It's just like a cheaper version, but it fucking can't run much. My girlfriend left me, my parents disowned me, my dog disowned me. But Star Citizen's cooling. But yeah, I think if you question anything like some design decisions and, you know, visual design decisions, I would probably chalk the majority of them up to being issues with the fact that it just won't run on the fucking series. Also, check this out. If I hold left click, what the fuck is this? I'm just dragging. I hate this. I don't know why this is a thing. I don't know who uses this to move around. I think this is a sin. Hold right mouse button and, you know, WASD, you know, Q&A. I don't know, that just makes so much more sense. Unreal Engine things though. I'm just gonna be doing some Techart shit, so I'm gonna be, I think, remaking, I'll try 2023, World Creator. I don't understand how to use it really, but I'll try it out. I'm gonna hide this. And then I'm going to see if I can import it, because I have one thing, and it's alright, but it's 8K, and I could re-export it as 4K, but I'll see what I can do, and if I don't get anything good, then I'll just re-export the other one as 4K, so it's not massive, and humongous file size. Yeah, looks better than Immortals of AVM. Thank you, Nick. Not wrong there, Chief. Around 1 meter for now. Now, I don't actually know how to use this. I know how to use World Creator. Don't get me wrong, I just don't know how to use the latest update. You know, I haven't really played around with it. So I know what I need to do. I just don't know how to achieve it. So Unreal Engine 5. This is Unreal Engine 5 here. This is World Creator. Which arguably you can, well not arguably, yes you can make landscapes in Unreal Engine 5. I'm not a fucking moron though. I'm not doing that. Do I have to make a biome first? Path layout. Oh, there's already paths? I don't know how to add a path though. I don't want paths anyway, so not something I have to give a shit about. Is World Creator a plugin or do they just work together? World Creator is something completely different. World Creator, I'll bring it up. World Creator is a third-party software. I'm just gonna run this just because it runs my email. So, not a plugin. Actually, if you want to know, World Creator is more a plugin for Unity than it is for Unreal, because it actually originally came for Unity. It was a Unity plugin, and then it got bought out by Bites the Bytes or whatever, and they turned it into a standalone plugin. And I like standalone plugins. Here we go. So I'm going to be making something similar to this, except in closer detail. This is really massive, so I'm trying to not downscale it, but downscale it effectively. I just want it to be smaller. So no. But yeah, that's what I like about World Creator. It's a lot smaller in that regard, so I don't have to. Are you supposed to import this world into that area in Unreal? Yep. So I was thinking about ways to do it. I have a bit of a plan and how I want to be doing stuff. Now, this stuff is just the default scene, so you can ignore that. But at the moment, we got an alright area. Hopefully it's not too loud. Now, you can... I got some glass there. I put actually a decent... That's something that I'm going to do. Rear cube. Hold on a minute. Let me change the collision. Complex is simple. That pig's pretty loud. Yeah, my bad. It is quite... it's not too loud on my end, but I can imagine it would be quite loud for you guys. So I'll see if I can... I'd assume I can... Sound volume 0.5. My ears hurt, sorry. Save that. How's this? That doesn't seem to be peaking. Oh, there we go. That's looking a lot better. Dude, the amount of work I spent on making this. Now, this isn't good by all means, and I actually fucked it up. I actually fucked this up. Thanks, sweet. It's not too much quieter, actually, on my end. I think it was just the fact that it was, like, just peaking for you guys. So, it's like Space Engineers here. There's a really basic scene. Basically, I'm just like, shit, I got about a week to go. I'm going to make something super basic. I'm going to add stuff to the walls, but I'm making it extremely low poly. As you can probably see, the closer you look at it, I mean, face. You know, this is just like one big face, effectively. The closer you look at these, you know, face, these are 16 faces around, and these are just, yeah. Oh, the noise texture is actually working, interesting. Albeit you don't really see it unless you get close to it. Ah, you can sort of see it. Like it exists. It breaks it up a little bit, which I guess is nice. I was really happy with what's the log there? These rear ramps. Now, I didn't spend too much time working on them. I was more pissed off at the fact that my effect wasn't working. But I mean, look at the detail here. I mean, oh, fuck. I'm used to using Unreal Control. I mean, obviously this is still 2K. If I shoved it up to like 4K or whatever, it's gonna look nicer again, but there we go. I mean, that's like pretty nice. I don't know. I spent a bit of time working on that, so I'm pretty happy with it. But the shit has to be relatively well optimized, so 2K it is. Holy shit, that makes everything look so blurry in comparison. But you kind of look at it like, you know, albeit you're getting pretty close. And now I did have to flip it because the thing was too high and I kind of overlooked it, but I think that's for the better. There's changing res, add detail, make details more visible. Look, think of it like watching a video. You know, you're watching a video at 480p and then watching the video at like 1080p, you know, 1440p. It can... Okay, here's the thing. It doesn't add... In videos, it doesn't add detail. In here, it can add detail. Same with a lot of these. As sometimes you don't have... Let's put it this way. If I shove this, for example... Now, this is a different program, but the same rules apply. This is at something like 128p or 256p, I think. 256p. So when I shove it up to, like, I don't know, 8K image, it adds shit ton more detail. So it adds some visual fidelity. Yep, that's 100% it. Obviously, I don't need 8K image. I'll probably be rendering this at 4K. The difference between 4 and 8K, especially for the size of this, is, like, minute. but I'll work in 1 meter, which is, I think, just 1k. So yeah, same case with this. These are all at 248p. No, 248, 2k. Now these do merge there, but you don't notice it, and by the time that you get close enough to see it, it opens. Technically I should have a closing sound, but... And I should have a ground that matches. I didn't realize it goes up. That's actually really helpful to know. That's neat. Yeah. It's pretty neat. What isn't neat though is the fact that that's fucking there. Let me turn that on, which will... Sorry, I'm just... Oh, that's why. I was wondering why it was... Why the thing was there. Then if I scoot that there... Too fast. And then we can scooch these down one, which is good. Gives it a bit more. Now when I run it, there we go. Now there's a little bit of clipping, but you know, you're not gonna notice it, let's be honest here. But it's pretty plain, pretty boring. It's nothing fancy. I do know there's holes. I made the same mistake there. Honestly, I think I just duplicated it, and that's why there's the same mistake. There we go. One cool feature I have is I have low gravity. I kind of just figured that out myself. It wasn't actually that hard. Now, this is going to be like the bridge of the thing, of the spaceship. Whereas this is going to be the rear. There's not too much detail to this, and I'm not planning on adding too much detail, as it's meant to be an interactive environment. Oh man, I should really think of these things. I should have realized that. Jeez. Sound is so loud. Oh, sorry. Is it really? Sorry. Oh, well, I guess you guys can't see it, but it only goes to there. So I don't think it was too loud, but I can turn it down more. 0.3. Let's remember to change it back when the time comes. That's not too loud, is it? A little bit of clicking, but that's, you're not going to notice it. I know the fact that you're not going to notice things isn't a reason for things, isn't an excuse for things, but when you're in time constraints and it's something minute, you tell me who's going to care. Because you're going to have to be looking for it, like, you know, you're in motion, you're not noticing. And when you stop and look around, you see a bit of a shitting issue. But... Oh yeah, and that's why I have a bit of a gap here that I don't care about, because when you're playing the game, right? We look here, you don't see the outside. You don't see the outside, you just see the next room. Now, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to save all, and I'm going to delete all this mumbo jumbo here, as I don't need it. So we're going to grab these cubes, anyway, just the, oh, or not then. Delete. Interior hull I will keep. Doors I will keep. Cylinder and blocks I will not keep. Because these are not mine though. Just reminds. How do I? Okay, so from here. We'll not delete those though. And well, this is gonna be funny. This is gonna be so loud. I'm sorry, how I'm at. Let me just quickly do something. Shit. 38. This is gonna be really quiet, but. Alright, let me bring this back to 12. I'll keep this in the scene, but I won't have it actually in the scene itself. New controversial DLC dropped. Well, g'day, Seamus Smith. How's it going? UE5, yep. Yeah, the physics were pretty good. Yeah. It's a default scene. It's a template, and I'm just like, should I keep the template? Should I remove the template? I just keep the template. But yeah, Samuel, I'm building I have an assessment due. Pushed back. It was due next week, the week after now. And it's an interactive environment, and so I'm effectively just trying to make an interactive environment. So, just running you through it. We've got doors opening. Hopefully it's not too loud. Now you can actually see outside now in the ground. I'm going to have the ground, which I'll be making in a minute. And I've got low gravity, some stuff like that. I'll add a little bit more. Oh yeah, one plan I did have doing. What's up? You've done it? But you have all the weapon swapping and everything working? One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can move the... That's cool. I was thinking about doing something like that, but I'm a beginner and you... Dude, same. This is... We've been learning Unreal Engine for how long now? A term, so... About 2 months? Is it 2 months? I don't know. Not long. Among other things as well, so realistically, only about a month worth of really learning. I'm so lost. Check Steam. Oh, you've finally done it. Did you finally pre-order Starfield? Nice, nice. I'll rate you up. Took your time. Time to pre-order that. So yes. No. Pretty gangster, pretty gangster. Can't wait for Starfield. Honestly, same. End of the week, it's coming. The excitement is real. It's gonna be awesome. I'm hoping. I'm sure it'll be fine. Even if it is a bit buggy and stuff at launch, I don't think the game will be bad itself. I think after 8 years, if you make a shit game, then I think I'll get to a point where if the game's bad, Bethesda's fucking done. If the game's good, then Bethesda's been effectively, you know, they're back. You know what I mean? So I think it's riding on this as well as the case of Xbox hasn't released a big thing in how long? I mean, yeah, there was, you know, Forza, shit like that, but, you know, Forza's a bit, you know, it's coming out every fucking so often, so I don't think there's too much of a surprise. So I need to get Forza Motorsport, the next one. But yeah, I think Xbox hasn't released a new mainstream game for a while outside of, like, Hi-Fi Rush. So this was kind of a bit of a make or break it for Xbox and Bethesda. So if they're fucked, then let's be honest, you know, I think there's too much riding on it for them to release something bad. Saw some leaks, but I don't know. I think it's going to be great. Yeah, I've seen some leaks. I've been kind of like, you know, taking my focus away from it, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to be leaked or anything, because I look at it like, the leaks aren't indicative of release. There might be day one patch, there might be stuff. But I did see the leak of stuff like, you know, the 10 minute till you reach the border, whatever. We don't know anything about that. Like, that could be the tutorial area. If it's a tutorial area, then that makes sense, you know what I mean? Like, who's serious? Like, outside of the people that are, you know, going to, you know, I can't say going to do it, but, you know, as a game dev myself, you know, you got the vast majority of people, and then you got the small couple few that are going to be trying to break the game, you know what I mean? Not maybe purposely trying to break the game, but they do stuff like, oh, let's see if I can run around, you know, from one side of the map to the other, like, you know, in Minecraft. Who's going to be running around Minecraft map, you know, the infinite map from one side to the other, you know what I mean? There's going to be like that 1% of people. I think it's the same thing there. You're running a tutorial. If it is a tutorial area, then 10, you know, minutes of walking from, you know, where you spawn in to there. That's effectively, you know, 40 minutes all the way around, you know. 40 minutes from one side, 40 minutes to the other. Well, technically it's double that then. But you kind of get the picture there. Yeah. But I will never play like this. Example, No Man's Sky, you quickly take your ship again. Yeah. Not afraid about that. No, yeah. I get that. So I kind of look at it like, even if it is 10 minutes, I think they'll be unfortunate, but I don't think it's going to be a game breaker. I think when you look at it, the game is made around how they're making it, right? Whether it's 10 minutes the boundary in all areas that you go, or it's, you know, 2-3 hours till you hit the boundary. I think the game's going to be made for that, you know? So if you're trying to collect resources or find, yeah, I think... Alien cheeks. Oh, no. Indeed. But yeah, if they're, like, you know, there's things to find or there's resources you need to locate, I'll tell you now firsthand, if they're within 10 minutes distance compared to, you know, 2 hours worth of distance, I see that as a pro. Some people will beg to differ. I see that as a pro, because even if it is, you know, 3 hours distance, there's, you know, 360 degrees of fucking distances you can go, you know? I'm not there for, you know, hours of trying to locate a single thing. And I don't think most people are. So, 10 minutes to reach boundary, if that's true or not, if there's maybe a reason behind that, I don't know. And I don't think we should take that indicative of what the actual release is going to be until the game actually does release later this week. And even when it does, I think if it is 10 minutes, then that means that it's going to be so much easier to find shit, and we're not going to be spending the whole day trying to find shit. This acceleration leaked to the wall. Just hope, just looking at the landscape, it looks really great. It does look fucking insane. Like, photo worthy. I think it looks insane. I think it's just, you know, it's what Death Stranding ending chapter is like 1 hour long. Jeez. I'm glad I haven't finished Death Stranding then. I to be honest, I was trying to play... Really? I hope it's at least pausable, because if it's an hour without pause... I think, yeah, Death Stranding does have pausable cutscenes. An hour cutscene's a little bit long, you know what I mean? Just like, you know, it's like dinner time. Oh, hey, hold on a minute, dude. I still gotta fucking finish my cutscene. You know, about 48 minutes to go. I don't know. 1 hour is a little bit long. But I think that's kind of like part of what Death Stranding is, to be honest. I stopped playing Death Stranding because it just crashed, albeit. Gotta go, see ya. Yeah, you have a good one, Chief. I probably won't be streaming for too much long because I need to grab dinner myself. But thank you for popping in, and hope to see you another time, though. Have a good one. But yeah, I was playing Death Stranding on my Steam Deck, man. Shit just crashed randomly. I'm like, no! And I haven't logged back in since. It's like intermittent running, but it's basically... Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Death Stranding's almost one big cutscene, to be honest, anyway, so... It's an insane looking game, even on Steam Deck low fucking settings, but... It's a nice game. It's just not... It's more... It's not too interactive, though. Anyway, let's see what I can come up with, yeah? Let's see if I can even figure out how it actually works. Like, I know what I need to do. I just don't know where the settings are. New project, load, save, sync, screenshot. I mean, if you can't figure it out, I would honestly just use the old version. It's just, at some point I've got to figure out how to use it. Oh, it's a terrain app. I'm using World Creator. Highly recommend it. It's actually insane. It's relatively expensive, but it's worth it in my opinion. I've done some pretty insane stuff on it. Let's see if I can... Just quickly, so I'm not holding you up too much longer if you got something to do. World Creator, I've gone past it like fucking 5 times, haven't I? World Creator. I'm going to be remaking something like this, which I did an older version. There's a new one that came out and I don't really understand it. But I'm going to be trying to recreate something like that and have the shit fly over it. Or I'm just actually, realistically, just going to be moving the terrain so it looks like that. Like the side panel music, thank you, I love it. And I'm just like, I don't think I'm going to be getting copyrighted because it's the original score, so I got to listen to it, honestly. Instead of listening to the same shit I always listen to. So I'm going to try remaking that, but I don't know. Procedural lasers? Whoa. Crater. Here we go. This is interesting. I'm going to turn the height a lot down, though. Right, here we go. Let's go. Then you can import it. Yeah. The import's fucking amazing. There's actually syncing, so you can actually get it working, I think, real time even in Unreal Engine. But I don't know how to do that. I think you need to install a plugin, which I do not have. I do have a plugin in Blender, though, so I can utilize it in Blender, but I haven't messed around with that too much either, because I don't use Blender too much for that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's really awesome. I would recommend checking it out if that sort of stuff is interesting for you. Let's see, though. Height, scale. I mean, I'll add a bit. I need to dive deep into Unreal Engine, but seems to take so much time. You're not wrong. I started learning Game Maker this year. I've done a bit of Unity for 3 years, but that was in high school, so we can kind of regard that as like a couple months worth of learning. Yeah, honestly. Unreal will be one of the most frustrating experiences you will mess with, but it is also insane with what it can do. With Lumen, Niagara, you know, Nanite, that sort of shit. It's insane, but also insanely annoying to work with. Crashes, bugs, issues. I mean, I spent like how many hours now trying to research how to stop my fucking, you know, flipbook animation from looping with no real good result. It's annoying. There's issues, but one of those things. Cliff. Island. How to open Unreal. Unreal would be one of those programs that would just crash on launch. I swear it's happened. Unreal, when you originally launch it, it takes like 3 hours to load all the shit. It's actually insane. I mean, for those of you who are genuinely serious, I don't think there was a genuine question, but if you are interested, and those of you who are, you can install on the Epic launcher, which I hate Epic. And I wish there was like an actual launcher just for Unreal, but no, you gotta go through fucking Epic launcher, and load it up. Takes a while. It's on Epic launcher. Yeah, it really is. So it is a subsidy of Epic. Epic owns a lot of stuff. You'll be surprised. Epic owns a lot of really interesting, really big things. Which you guys probably wouldn't know. Most, you know, unless you're in the know, you probably wouldn't know. But they own stuff like Quixel, which is insane. Metahumans, which is insane, and a lot of other stuff. But those are tools for making games, so you generally wouldn't know about that sort of stuff. But it's really just going into here, Unreal Engine, 3rd tab, and then just downloading whichever version. I didn't need to install 3 though. Oh lol, don't worry, I went through a rabbit hole in the world. Yeah. So, I do need to install 5.3. It has VDB support, so it might be good for rendering my shit. Oh god. These for 120 gigabytes combined. That's where half my storage is. And like 60% of the world's storage. Jesus. That's insane. But yeah, that's how you do install it if you were actually interested. Do I need a biome? No. Biome? God. I was doing... What the fuck? Hello? Oh, oopsies. My watch was like trying to detect where my fucking phone was. I don't know why. I think I had it face down, so it must have just like bumped something or whatever. And it's like, where's my phone? And it just keeps spamming that. I was, huh? There's a fucking fly. Venture capital owns him. Seriously. Jesus. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna use the old version of World Creator, to be honest. I think it's gonna take me too long. And I need to watch a video. Yeah. Okay, sweet. So we're gonna do something. I just can't be bothered going through the process. And I want to keep it really easy. I'm gonna download this. Thanks for being honest. And I'm just gonna open this, and I'm just gonna work off of this because I can't be bothered. It's like an assessment. It needs to get done. I could spend my time making something fancy, or I could just fucking cheese it and keep it real. Let's get some space rock in the color. I kind of want like a sandy, deserty kind of color, you know. Oh, fine. I'll do a little bit of work to this. Let me add material, add distribution, slope. So this will be the crevasses. Then we'll make this darker. Of course, I'm not going to keep it red. Just like using that as a is Unreal used in movies? Yes, it is. Unreal Engine is a lot bigger than people actually realize. Because Unreal Engine targets a lot of shit. Expensive Disney shares, yeah. I would not be surprised if there are Disney shares. Add a Voronoi, and that will just add noise to it. It's very good. Let me see. Up on my website. There is only one thing that I've produced a couple of things in terms of, not movie quality or anything near that, but a bit of animation. So this is done and rendered in Unreal Engine. Just made a human. It's nothing great, but there's me kind of trying to learn Unreal Engine last year. It's just helpful. Basically, you have these things called real-time renders, so online renders, really, or real-time generally. It's just like a... And then you have offline renderers, and offline renders are like, you know, let's put it this way. I'll show you something. Real-time renders, obviously amazing. Real-time, it's in the name. Gotta love them. Some real-time renders aren't as good as other real-time renders, rendering engines, but give or take. I use this one Marmoset, which is its own separate thing. It's nothing like Unreal Engine, but it is pretty good. If I open, I don't know, Katana, don't save. I don't think I have the textures. I don't have actual textures, I don't think, but the model's still the model. It's just not going to be as intense. Now, if I try to render it, it's something like 2k squared, which isn't that big. And I don't know what it's going to use, but let's add Arnold. Just go add a simple. Now it's going to look shit, but you'll get the picture. Let me go Arnold render. It's gonna. Okay, this is actually insanely fast. Okay, I think I should give it the benefit of the doubt. I do have it's 7950X, so it is fast. But when you've got a shit ton of scenes, we bump up the shit because you'll generally bump these up. Bump up the ray depth as generally you'll need higher ray depth. 7714. And then you have an HDRI, which is high dynamic range. Wait, high dynamic range image or something, which goes around. It's 360 image effectively. And I have 4K textures on it. I mean, you can see it's taking longer. So, oh shit. Okay, you guys actually can't see, and my computer's shitting its hell. Hello. There we go. You get the picture. That was up to about 50%. I have pretty much one of the fastest chips when it comes to rendering. On my old PC, you would have shit that takes over 30 minutes for a single frame. So when you can render that shit, 60 FPS second, 30 FPS a second, it's insane to see how fast that shit is. So imagine that. So when people are like, oh, dude, why is, Cyberpunk Overdrive so hard to run? You're running shit that looks just as good as that because they're both path tracing real time. So when you're running at 10 FPS or 20 FPS, that's insane. Because otherwise, with normal offline rendering engines that do path tracing, as real-time rendering engines can't really do path tracing, it's just a little bit too much for it generally. Anywhere, even 1 frame per second is fucking amazing. So yeah, DLSS 3.5 to the rescue, indeed. Getting 100 FPS in Cyberpunk, fucking with Overdrive, that's insane. So yeah, that's why I like that sort of shit. But yeah, going back to your, increasing the resolution, I mean, this will look fucking a lot nicer. We've got a lot more detail now to play with. And I gotta remember the controls. This will chug my PC a little bit, so yeah, I'll keep it at 1 for now. I think I'll add a little bit extra to this. Hang on, it's a little bit dark. It's more. There we go. If I a bit of distortion, go to the slope. Just kind of want to keep this like relatively small. It should change the opacity. So it's kind of just adding a bit of like ambient occlusion, the crevasse and shit. Now I'm just gonna be working off of this, but sorry if this kills my PC. Okay, that's fine. There we go. I will add a bit of bass noise. So I'm gonna have this like relatively high, like the shit's flying. And then this is still different to what I'm used to using. And let's just keep it real. So turn on the first creator. This is the first creator. I'm gonna make this smaller. goes along, then I get a bit of a picture. The thing, I just don't want it to be as large. Edge height. If I make it like that, inner size. Oh, there we go. Inner size is what I'm looking for. Add another one. This one was a little bit smaller. Interesting. That looks pretty good. I just don't want it as high. That's pretty deep. Couple extra small ones. Now these actually should be relatively big. Now I do. You know. Okay. I'll add maybe a little bit extra to it. Let's see what we can... It's interesting, but not at all what I'd want. I mean, a lot of this does... How much are you doing tonight? Not much, to be honest. I won't add wind, because I think wind would be stupid. Nor sand. Shit, hydraulics isn't too bad. I can need to make it like 1.2 just so I get a bit more indicative of what it will look like. I'll be running at 1.4. Oh fuck, it looks good already. Shit, man. Fuck, dude, this looks good. Fuck. This looks good. So I'm gonna have the ship flying around it. I honestly just want to leave it there. Let's go back to add maybe one more material. Add distribution. Rocks maybe. And then I'll add another Voronoi. Love doing that. Just as you'll see, it breaks it up a little bit. Add a bit of distortion to it, which is, as you can see here, turning this off, for example, it's just really smooth, so this just breaks it up. You can add a couple extra different things. I think there's a noise offset. I'm not sure about noise offset, but there's a little bit of stuff that you can do. I think there's another one. Distortion also does a job, but I prefer Voronoi. Voronoi is nice. Maybe increase the scale of it. Oh, that's not the one. Sorry. Something like that. Add a bit of distortion to it. Distortion scale, of course. Not to be noticeable. It's really just about finding something that looks nice. Fuck, dude. I know, it's nice. Except for that, hello? And that's just for bouncing. Alright, cheers. You have a good one, Noodle. Thanks for popping by, man. And yeah, maybe catch you later this week if I end up streaming again. Which I should be. But yeah, thank you for popping by, and yeah, hope you have a good one. See ya. So Dama, yeah, that's sort of what I was going for actually. I'm gonna have the thing like going like this, and you're not gonna be able to see too much, but it's gonna be going there. Then I might add a couple more just in the distance, just so it's not too samey. We'll see. Anyway, I'll save this. I might head up as well and grab my dinner, because it will be cold by now. Moon R&D. Moon 2 day Mar question mark. Hello? I don't think I can have question marks actually. Sucks. Dama. Huh. Save. Hello. We know Dama then. Oh, that's good. We go back to rewatching videos, huh? Yeah. I'm pretty happy with this, to be honest. I don't think... No, I'm going to be rendering it. I'm going to export it like 4K, so like this. Which I think is really good. I think the teacher will be pretty happy with it. It's not 8K, but it is still bad. 8K is just a bit on a different level. Hey, look at that. I might tone that down a little bit, but... Oh, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Moon 2. Sweet. Just gonna save that. I'm gonna end stream. I don't know. I might stream after dinner. I don't know. We'll see. I probably do want to finish this, so I might stream me finishing this little aspect, and then we'll see. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for popping by, Samuel. Otherwise, yeah. Catch y'all.